There straight away, a very significant move. Joe Canning gone straight to the middle of the field, David Burke on centre forward, and Jason Flynn in at wing forward. So, you know, people are talking about Joe and off that. What's his best position? They're obviously trying to get him into the game there. And here's Pádraig Mannion on the attack.
Johnny Cohen who's going in, looking for the opening score, and he's put this one wide. So the first wide of the match. Yes, a couple of changes, a switch has been made, and Johnny Cohen has gone into the middle of the park, where he's picking up David Reedy of Clare. First puck out will be to Andy Fahy. First championship season for him. Big, huge one towards right half forward. Bounced away there off the stick of Conor Cleary. Cleary, whose brother Owen was one of the stars of Clare's victory, twin brother indeed, in yesterday's great success for Clare footballers against Roscommon. Of course, both these teams going for the double, and Tipperary the hosts as well. How about that? I think they're whispering it, mind you. Here's Cleary once again now. Hooked. Gets it away, second time of asking. Into the middle of the park, Cohen takes it, then laid off, gone to the right, so that's two wides. Right at the very beginning, in the opening minute and a half. Can't afford to throw away those kind of early opportunities. Slight breeze behind Galway, by the way, for the opening 35 minutes. Fahy from Whitegate once again, trying to ping this one into the middle of the field. Succeeds in his task, gets it as far as David Reedy. Reedy on a burst here, Cohen's after him, Fahy's after him as well, can't get to him, then Reedy just lost the ball, lost his way as well. And it's a first touch here for Adrian Tui from Baha. First championship match for him, all the way down towards Joseph Cooney, runs on towards Cathal Mannion. Mannion getting this one under control, two men in hot pursuit. 20 metres out, and then he made a mess of it completely, trying to hand pass it inside, and Brendan Bugler got there instead for Clare and gets it out as far as Colin Galvin, and Galvin relieves that pressure with a huge one down. It's 3 against 4 in there. Galway have the extra man, and in the end the referee sees a push in there on Aaron Shanaher, and that's going to be a free in and should be the opening point of the match.
Yeah, great first time ball there by Colin Galvin, and Cathal Mannion really should have done better inside. Jason Flynn was loose on the other side of the field. He didn't spot him, went in himself, and a good interception by Brendan Bugler, and cleared up the field. And first chance, an easy chance. Now Tony Kelly will be on the freeze today with Conor McGrath not playing. Big loss actually to Clare, but carrying an injury and not starting today.
Yeah, he's got a hip injury, unfortunately, Conor McGrath. He is one of the big losses, I think. Tony Kelly then taking over the free-taking responsibilities. 22 metres out. No problems whatsoever for him. Clare go in front. Well, it'll be interesting to see exactly just where Tony Kelly plays this match. He's in at centre half forward right now. There were times in that Waterford game when he was back around his own half back line and not really contributing in the way that you anticipate a player of his enormous resources to be able to play. Big, huge puck out, that one. They go chasing after it. David Burke in there, leaves it behind. Cian Dillon, I wonder what kind of pressure will be applied on him, because he had the freedom of the park against Limerick. This one is David Burke's once again. Recycling this one back towards Johnny Cohen. New position for Johnny. Second time he's taken a shot on the target, and this one he finds the range perfectly and puts it over the bar. Point apiece in the early stages of this All-Ireland quarter-final.
Yeah, good pressure down the corner. David Burke looked out the field, and Johnny Cohen just shows that the type of complete hurler he is. He's much happier, I'd say, today out the field. Himself and David Reedy, two very mobile players marking each other, and Aidan Hart looking to be playing as a bit of a sweeper. Cian Dillon picking up his normal role, so the game just settling into a pattern now.
Fahy's puck out, attacked there well by Cohen, knocking it down as far as Joseph Cooney. Cooney goes off, Reedy's after him, can't catch him. Lovely shot, great score. Joseph Cooney, well, he was taken off in the last match, the Leinster final. He wanted a good, powerful start here, and that's a very positive opening for him. Great work by the 25-year-old from Sarsfields. 2-1 to Galway.
Yeah, and interesting that he's moved back out to centre forward. Joe Canning got into full forward. Obviously, Galway trying to confuse Clare, trying to mix up their tactics a little bit so that Clare can't match him early on. David
Burke missed that one completely. Galvin went in for it. Burke gets a second chance, trying to help it outside here, trying to keep it away from danger. Podge Collins there, number 13, trying to rob him, succeeding, and then it's stolen away from Podge. Knocks it out over the far sideline. Podge trying to do something that many people regard as almost impossible nowadays, defying convention, playing football and hurling at the highest level. And you'll see him in action with the footballers next weekend. This is a good run once again. Podge Shortened the grip on the stick there, just about forced it in, but forced it wide as well. Just wide for Clare in this match. Two in the inside forward line for Clare, Podge Collins and Aaron Shanaher. Shane O'Donnell has been withdrawn a bit. Fair bit at this stage. That's going towards the aforementioned Joe Canning. Getting onto it, quick turn. Hits the post, comes back down once again. Quick reaction by Oisin O'Brien, the cornerback, to knock it away out of danger. Just about did the minimum there, got it away. Not a great clearance.
No, it wasn't, but he was sharp enough though to pick up the break. Conor Whelan coming in. So Joe just turned, knew where the post. There's a swirling wind. We've seen a lot of balls going wide on that side in the two previous matches, and that just caught the post. And now Joe with a chance from a line ball.
First of those previous matches, quarter-final of the minor, won by Limerick, beating Wexford. Joe Canning then will try and put this one over. It's swaying, however, and going away left, and that's a third wide already by Galway. They lead by 2 points to 1. 6 minutes are gone. Joe Canning starting in that right half forward position at this stage. He's kind of being marked, but not very tightly.
Yeah,
Micheál Donoghue in his first season in charge.
This is what Clare are looking for, this short puck out and trying to build from the back.
And that plan is disrupted here, and in very strongly came Jack Brown. Jason Flynn moving away at the end of all of that, and the referee has signalled the free into Galway. Once again it'll be Joe Canning to take this one, having hit the sideline just to the left of the post a few moments ago. A lot of people were puzzled by that, why Jason Flynn didn't start the recent matches there, but he is in today, playing at right half forward. Canning with this one. This to stretch the lead then, giving himself every opportunity, and the care was well worthwhile.
Yeah, Jersey, Pádraig Mannion is playing at centre back on Tony Kelly. Dahi Burke gone back corner back. Two-man full forward line for Clare at the moment in there, with Shane O'Donnell and Aaron Shanaher. Dahi Burke back there and John Hanbury back there.
Well, they'll be trying to keep the Galway backs well and truly on their toes. That bounces back down neatly for David Reedy to come onto it. Looked surrounded immediately by Galway players, trying to do an awful lot with it. One of them is Pádraig Mannion, number 4 in there in the thick of all of that. Finally bounces back out towards David McInerney. Stalemate situation still. In came Canning once more, and this time surrounded by Clare players. McInerney sweeps it away into open space. One player running onto it, that's Aaron Shanaher. Out with him there was his marker Dahi Burke, and the referee indicts Burke for a rather loose play, and it's going to be a free against him.
Yeah, good ball into space there. I don't think there was anything in that. I think the two of them were tussling for the ball. I think that's a lucky free for Clare.
Yeah, it seemed to be on second showing. The referee did kind of swipe his hand as if to indicate that the defender had used his hurley somewhat carelessly. So Tony Kelly, once again, he's already pointed 1. So a chance to put just a point between the teams. Very much at the settling down stage of this quarter-final. Winners to play Tipperary. High and accurately over.
Yeah, Galway also playing, it's important to say, Jar, with a fairly strong breeze. You know, you'll see it in the puckouts. There was 20 yards, 30 yards of a difference in the previous game. So, you know, they'd want to be a couple of points up at half-time.
Good to see Davy Fitzgerald down there on the sideline after the week that he's had. Wishing him the best, of course, as always. Colin Galvin held on to somehow here by Tony Kelly on a ground where he starred in the league final replay. Starred on so many grounds. Inside as far as Shane O'Donnell. Quick hands, great hands. Colin Galvin onto it. Challenge there by Johnny Cohen. Makes an angle for himself and puts it beautifully over. That's Colin Galvin at his best. Clare moving the ball smartly, doing the positive things well.
Yeah, Jar, 3 of their key players there, Tony Kelly, Colin Galvin and Shane O'Donnell involved. Lovely hand pass to Galvin, great run, great athlete, and he puts it over the bar. Super score. 3
apiece. Settling down nicely. Inside towards Joe Canning once again. Down he goes. Challenged by the defender there, and the defender in this case is Brendan Bugler. Bugler gets up, looks rather disdainfully at the referee.
There can be no argument there, he was all over him.
Yeah, his right hand was in over the attacker's chest, and eventually down went Joe Canning. So this is a chance for Galway to pop back into the lead once again, just outside the D. Clare playing today in his 41st championship match. We always expect such great high standards from this man. He scored 20 points coming into this, just 5 of those were from open play. So 1 point already here. And a second pointed free makes it Galway 4, Clare 3.
Yeah, Joe, he's had some outstanding displays in Thurles actually over the years, from at the time he burst on the scene as a very young player. Judged by very, very high standards. And when he doesn't play up to a massive standard, he's criticised very heavily, but he has the potential on any given day to win a match on his own.
Remember the 2-12 he got against Cork?
Do indeed.
He was 19 years of age and still finished on the losing team that day. It was a qualifier. This one, a huge one up towards Cleary, who's become a target for the Clare puckouts. Didn't get it that time. Tony Kelly did. Drives it in ferociously. Hit in there by Shanahan. Blocked down well. Taken away by Daithí Burke. Down goes Burke. Free out to Galway. Great piece of play.
Yeah, and I think that's where Daithí Burke needs to be positioned. I think against Kilkenny it was a huge mistake to send him out wing back in the second half to mark TJ Reid, and then Richie Hogan went to town when those high balls were going in. But very strong man, well played.
Is it fair to say he's arguably their best defender?
Yeah, well, certainly under high ball he's very strong.
Colm Calden taking this one, driving it way down through the centre. They wait for the breaks to come. That one went off the hand there of Conor Whelan. Taken out once again, this time by Galvin. But ground he's covering in the opening minutes. Off to Conor Cleary. Beautifully inside, following the flight path of the ball there, but unable to quite get it under control was John Conlon. Conlon, who was in great form in the concluding stages of the league, but didn't quite play in the league finals because of injury. And I think he's been struggling with that injury ever since. Hasn't really quite rediscovered the great form he was showing back in March and April. Maybe today. Yeah, and they were trying him nearer the goal, Gerard, in around full forward during the league at latter stages. I thought that suited him better. Right in the air. Very strong physically, and I think that's where I would have him anyway. But running repairs here regarding the technology. And once Brian Gavin has got his earpiece in place, helped out here by John Keenan from Wicklow. John who's on the line this afternoon. Justin Heffernan is the sideline official. So a top team of officials in charge, with Galway leading. And this sideline cut taken here by Pádraig Mannion. Bounces away from Bogler. Ran away in the end there from Daithí Burke. On for David McInerney. And McInerney, there was a loose stroke there on McInerney. He's got to get a free. Whether to take it quickly. Whelan was getting in his way. And the referee's got to bring the ball quite correctly forward. Out into the middle of the field now, so penalising Galway from the point of view of yardage. Tony Kelly to take outside the 65-metre line. As Michael Dagner was indicating, the breeze is very much against him. And just our note here, he's taken this free off his left side. He took the two close-in ones off his right side. That's some skill. Now let's see if he can make it. It's moving away to the right-hand side, and he has missed the opportunity to get another point. 2 wides now for Clare. 3 for Galway, but it's Galway who lead by 4 points to 3. Colm Calden taking his time with the puck out, the Kinvara player, part of the Galway hurling setup since 2007. Huge one down towards Joe Cooney, runs on. It's Cian Dillon who picks it up. 2 players immediately converging him. They've decided today he's not going to have it all his own way. Pádraig Mannion hand passing it back outside as far as Conor Cooney, and Cooney tries to split the posts here but hasn't succeeded in his quest, and it's gone to the left of the post. But that is interesting. They have obviously been looking at how the last qualifier game went when when Clare simply had everything their own way against Limerick. Yeah, but I think it's been a feature of the Galway forwards over the last couple of years. Their tackling can be very, very strong. They're very mobile and closing them down, but that's a poor wide from Conor Cooney. Very, very narrow angle, very small chance of scoring that. He really should have crossed it. Andy Fahy's puck out, way up towards that half-forward line, but dominant play there by Galway. Back into the counter-attack once again. Cooney once more, he's missed the last one. Here's an opportunity for him, and he's got it! Opening goal! 15 minutes in, 6th ever goal for Conor Cooney, and Galway lead by 1-4 to 3 points. Yeah, well, a great catch by Joe Canning in the middle of the field, caught the puck out, delivered the ball first time in, and it's the kind of hurling that we're talking about. Fast ball inside, broke to Conor Cooney, and a lovely finish into the corner of the net. Will the goalkeeper think he should have covered this, do you think? Yeah, but normally you're near post, you'd be saying you should cover it, but it was a nice low shot and he stuck it into the corner. Well, it's a great boost for the tribesmen. Galvin hitting this, and that's a beauty. Good response. Second point for Colin Galvin. Well, they needed that response immediately, so a goal between them once more.
Yeah, lovely again by Shane O'Donnell. Won a great ball, shipped a couple of heavy tackles and out to Colin Galvin. Very unselfish play again by O'Donnell, and a super score again by Colin Galvin.
Well, that is a major blow early on, but there's plenty of time. Callan's puck out again, using that wind down there towards Joe Cooney, flicks it on. A couple of players chasing after it for Galway. One of them is David Burke, forced out over the far sideline. Player of great intensity, David Burke, only 26 years of age. And the referee wants it taken again. Not from the correct spot.
Yeah, and interesting goal with very route one, straight down the middle with their puck outs, hoping to get runners onto the breaking ball. We saw Tipperary maybe against Waterford, very effective in the second half against Waterford with that long ball. It takes a lot of players out, and once you have runners coming from deep, like David Burke there, who you're hoping will break onto one or two of those balls and stick them over the bar, and very direct, simple hurling.
And just as Dermot Kerwin was holding out his flag that time, and even the small little flag down alongside Joe Canning, it really is a lot stronger, that breeze, now than it was maybe an hour ago. So Joe Canning with 2-pointed frees earlier on decides to bring it in as far as Joe Cooney this time. Better angle for Joe, and Joseph Cooney knocks it over the bar. This is a very good spell for Galway. Worrying times for Clare.
Yeah, and I'd say this is the most improved hurler in the championship this year. Joseph Cooney struggled for a few years to make his mark on the Galway team, but outside of the last day against Kilkenny, didn't have a great game. Outside of that, he's been very good this year, and that's showed great agility there to put that back over his shoulder and over the back.
Well, he's made a very, very good start to the match. From the puck out here, caught magnificently in the middle of the park here by Aidan Hart, and the Gort man was held as he was coming out with that. So it's going to be a free for Galway. Got there ahead of Conor Cleary, then he was restrained by David Reedy. Free to Galway.
And Ger, what's interesting there is on the puck out you mentioned earlier, Galway have been pushing up on the Clare defenders, so they had to go long. The last two balls, Joe Canning caught the last one, pucked it in a goal, and then this one Aidan Hart catch it. They're trying to force Clare to puck the long puck out, and Galway strong in the air.
Well, the tactical battle so far falling Micheál Donoghue's way. Could be a change very, very shortly for Clare, by the way. I've noticed that they are preparing big David Fitzgerald to come on. He's a half-back, as we know. Meanwhile, Joe Canning trying to add to the 2 points he's already scored. Make it 3. And now it's 1-6 to 4 points.
Yeah, beautiful strike there. And you mentioned David Fitzgerald. He's a big man. I think that's already they're concerned about that. They want to get him into the action in around that puck out area.
Well, he played recently with the under-21s. They were heavily beaten. He played at full-back that night down in Walsh Park against Waterford. But they could use his strength right now, because Galway are beginning to boss the game in certain areas. Line ball coming up. It'll be David McInerney who will take it. Sufficiently recovered from a back complaint, with that ball bobbled around rather awkwardly there. Not sure it's the breeze on the ground. It's Podge who plays it across as far as Colin Galvin. Didn't go for a shot, or if he did, it was a very poor one, because it's won back once again here by Johnny Cohen, who started the day at midfield. Here's a chance of a break here now by David Burke. Little hand pass back to Joseph Cooney again, down to the inside forwards. Well retained inside there. Oof. Back up into the air, they go chasing it once again. Cathal Mannion in particular loses it. Cian Dillon comes away with it. Look how far back Galvin is once more as they play against the breeze. Up as far as the full forward Shane O'Donnell. O'Donnell ready to take off here and cause some problems. Great run by O'Donnell, kicks it over towards Shanaher. Lots of defenders there. Will he be able to get room to swing his stick? No, he won't. Porrick Mannion managed to get it away, but only as far as Kelly. Tony Kelly trying to keep it in play, needing reinforcements. John Conlon went out to help. Right on the sideline here, tricky ball in there, taken down in commanding fashion by Dáithí Burke. Slips as he was playing the ball away, out to Aidan Hart, and Hart gets that ball out of danger, and there was a real bit of danger there for a while. Good defending. Yeah, great run by Shane O'Donnell, but he was well covered. Saw Joe Canning back there as well, 4 or 5 defenders around him, they got it cleared. Well, down from the counter-attack, it is Clare, who were trying to get that ball away, in particular Pat O'Connor trying to get that ball away, and he was bundled over unceremoniously, and the referee has the notebook out and shows it to Jason Flynn. First yellow card of the match.
Yeah, Pat O'Connor had a great block down a couple of minutes ago there on Cathal Mannion, sticking very, very close to him, and dangerous tackle there by Jason Flynn, rightly so, yellow card.
Well, here it is again here now. Oof. Not even sure he saw that. It was the shoulder right into the chest here, not hitting the target as he's supposed to do so, and the referee absolutely within his rights to show him a yellow card. And he's going to take a moment or two to recover from that. Strongly built fellow, 25 years of age. Of course, his dad and uncle were famous hurlers for Clare in the past. Davy Fitzgerald will be looking to try and keep it nice and tight now for the next 15 minutes, knowing they'll have the breeze behind them for the second half. But concerned, as indeed I'm sure Donald Cusack is, about Pat O'Connor. Occasionally plays at full back, almost indestructible it seems, but the wind taken out of his sails there, a bit like Jim Power back in the 1970s. Those great teams that Clare had then. This time this free is taken, and Bogler floats it in there. Dangerous ball into the square. Out again comes Daithí Burke. Onto it, or trying to get onto it there, was Conor Cooney. Still in play, still on the line. Cian Dillon. Safely into the hands here of Conor Cleary. Worked up as far as Colm Galvin. Swept across the field here. Conlon going for it, knocks it down into the path of David Reedy. Oh, the challenge was high, neck high. Reedy went down, didn't make a meal of it. There's no doubt about it that Gearóid McInerney is going to incur the wrath of the official, and if he's consistent at speed, Brian Gavin is, he's going to show him a card for that.
Yeah, very good diagonal ball there by Colm Galvin. Again, he's been on the ball an awful lot since the start of the game, playing really well, and you know, silly foul by Gearóid McInerney on the yellow card.
Well, he hasn't been involved very much in the action so far, Gearóid McInerney, but that's not the way to get yourself noticed. So once more it's Tony Kelly. Tony Kelly just taking it in his stride here and knocking it wide. Missed opportunity, that's 3 wides. So it's 1-6 to 4 points. Let's get some reaction from the sideline, opening impressions from Donald O'Grady.
Yeah, well, things very tight here, but one point I'm to get here is that Joe Canning has been policed by Brendan Bugler. No matter where Canning goes, Bugler is after him, and early on Davy Fitzgerald was getting quite animated that Bugler had picked up someone else.
Cian Dillon once again put under some considerable pressure back there. And a real pile-up of bodies. Ends up being a line ball, which will be to Clare. Well, with the sun shining down very, very brightly indeed, it's going to be David McInerney once again who will take this.
Wheelo alert, Wheelo. Next ball, Wheelo.
Not in any particular hurry, as you can imagine. They want to keep it as tight as possible. That is a great catch by Colm Galvin. Heroic stuff once again. This one falls down into the path once more of John Hanbury. Helped out this time by Aidan Hart. Swept right across over towards Cathal Mannion's side. Mannion goes chasing. Slips. Looks for a support player. That support player is Joe Canning. Loses his marker, Brendan Bugler, momentarily at least. But then they lose possession as well, Galway. Bit of a struggle over there. Finally, Jason Flynn picks it up. Hits it from near the sideline, would be a great point, but it's away to the right instead. And it's another one that has gone west. 5 wides now for Galway in the opening 24 minutes.
Yeah, and they're going to be disappointed by some of those. That was a great ball by Aidan Hart, but Cathal Mannion, first of all, overdid it, had a chance of getting a shot away, slipped and fell, and then Joe Canning be disappointed he didn't break that ball on and attack from there.
Well, attacking this one is Gearóid McInerney, but he doesn't get it. It's Tony Kelly who's got it instead. Pursued by Toohey. Kelly hoops brilliantly by Adrian Toohey, and still he managed to flick it in, or flicks it wide. close run thing.
Well, Joe, we might have known a lot about Adrian Toohey before today, but I tell you one thing, if he does not net for the rest of the game, that is a fantastic hook. Tony Kelly, great pace, breaks onto that ball, and Toohey stuck to his task and just left into her. Brilliant hook here, you see, with the pace of Clare. Great defending.
Oh, so much to commend that last little piece of action there, the wonderful run of Kelly, the great block, as you say, and somehow he still managed to get a little flick on it and almost got it on target. Great stuff. Cian Dillon up here towards Shane O'Donnell, can't get onto it immediately, battles for it there with Boric Mannion, and in the end it's out over the sideline, and David Fitzgerald's absolutely incensed by the decision here of the official, who is John Keenan. He really is very, very upset by that particular call. Thought it should have been the other way.
Yeah, well, I think now you can see the fourth official not happy. Something was said down there.
Well, it is going to be a clear ball.
Yeah, it was overturned there. It was overturned. Whether it was because of David Donlock, I don't think so. I think Brian Gavin saw it, went off a leg. It is the right decision. Clear line ball, but David getting a bit excited.
Don't get excited, Davy. David McInerney to hit this one. Huge one inside towards Shanahan again, goes up in the air, but it's taken away splendidly out of defence here by Daithí Burke. Imperious in the air in that Galway area, but then he does too much with it, carries it too far. In the end, however, Jason Flynn just might be able to make something of it, or maybe Cathal Mannion. Mannion goes, after him goes Conor Cleary. Hand passing inside here to a support player, David Burke, waiting for it, and that one has gone beautifully over the bar. Great point from a huge distance out by David Burke, the St. Thomas's man.
Yeah, there was a great old saying one time, he'd hit a ball in the wardrobe, and you saw how quick he hit that. There was absolutely no room to swing the hurl. He got it away, and a great score.
Well, Clare have been without a score for a long, long time now in this match. They need a boost. It's going to be a Galway possession, however. Free kick quickly taken by David Burke. And that one has gone away to the right, and another missed opportunity, so 6 wides.
Yeah, well, that was a bad call. That free was well within Joe Canning's range, and David Burke took it quickly to him, and a poor wide, really, when he should have left down the ball and had to go from the free.
No tension about. Breeze into the face of Andy Fahy, an All-Ireland Intermediate winner with Clare back in 2010, getting his big opportunity this year. Coached by 2 great ex-goalkeepers, of course. Conlon couldn't take that one, but Podge Collins can, occasionally getting involved in the match. Back out as far as Conor Cleary. Nice ball into the path here of 2 supporting players. One of them is David Reedy, and there's another man outside him here, and that is Jack Brown. And in the end, the referee has blown his whistle. What a few frees awarded in this match. David Burke looking plaintively at the official in charge, Brian Gavin from Offaly. So once again, it will be Tony Kelly to come across and take the resultant free for Clare. That's where he was held.
Yeah, and Tony easier than that even, so he's just going to be very careful with this one. But you know, thing that surprised me is that Clare into the wind, they have plenty of room inside in front of the full forward line, but they're not winning enough possession to get ball in front of them. You'll see Galway in the second half, you know, trying to create that space for Conor Whelan and Cathal Mannion, but Clare not managing it so far.
An important free, and this one is on term. Tony Kelly has got 3 pointed frees for Clare out of a tally of 5 so far.
Yeah, John, the other 2 are Colin Galvin midfield. No forward has scored from play for Clare so far.
It is worrying. And by the way, David Fitzgerald, the player now, as opposed to the manager, is still preparing to come on. And he still hasn't been introduced. Well, maybe they're hoping that the players on the field will be able to do the business for them. Like Jack Brown here, number 7. Out as far as Colin Galvin, who's had some wonderful moments. A diagonal ball across, which is going to go straight to the spare player back there, who is Aidan Hart. Hart, quick look up, delivers it off his left-hand side, all the way down towards Whelan, catches it brilliantly, and into the ground, then stopped by the goalkeeper, then finally went off the cornerback, Oisin O'Brien. It's gone for a 65. A moment of real peril there from Clare's point of view, and that landed beautifully into the hands of Conor Whelan.
Yeah, it's a great ball again by Aidan Hart on the diagonal. Watch Conor Whelan, he's not the biggest man, but lovely time and took it. again half hooked, and Andy Fahey will be happy enough to see that going out for 65 after the other ball creeping in beside him at the post. He made sure to bat that one away.
Well, only about 5 minutes to go to half-time before he can deliver his half-time talk, and indeed Micheál Donoghue as well. So right now, Joe Canning is going to consider every scoring opportunity as being absolutely vital. 3 pointed frees so far. This is first 65. From a good central position, should be able to put it over the bar. And he is. 1-8 to 5 points. A 6-point gap. Once again, it's Andy Fahey plucking it out. Goes short as far as Pat O'Connor. Only one forward in there to put some pressure on. That's Joseph Cooney. Nice control here by John Conlon. Sets off. McInerney after him. Got a little stick in. It falls kindly there for Johnny Cohen. Cohen hand passing it back out as far as Jason Flynn. Lets it off somewhat carelessly.
Yeah, he's like the lad, you know, he's a little bit over anxious, maybe trying a little bit too hard. A couple of chances there that normally, or last year certainly, he'd be popping them over the bar. He'd be disappointed to put that one wide.
Well, he's getting his big chance this afternoon. So too is Conor Cleary, playing in this All-Ireland quarter-final. Works forward into the corner here towards Shane O'Donnell, trying to get control of this one here, up against John Hanbury. They try to roll it up onto the stick, in particular Aidan Hart trying to do something special. Falling down over the ball, the referee considering whether to throw the ball in, waits. Eventually the stalemate is ended, and it's Gearóid McInerney who manages to get it out. Oh, there was a high challenge there by Galvin on the helmet of Conor Cooney. Helmet stayed on, ball went loose, referee didn't take any action. Crowd saw it. Cooney goes after it. Joseph Cooney as well. Two Cooneys in the half-forward line for Galway. And there's also Conor Whelan at right corner forward. And he's won this one. Held back. Free in for Galway. Chance of another score with 3 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, I think justice eventually done there. I think Galway should have got a free before that. But Conor Whelan, you know, he's worked so hard. He burst on the scene last year and he's continued a very, very high level of form. Every game he's very dangerous and wins a good free, and another good chance for Joe Canning now. You know, you'd probably want 4 or 5, 6 points of a lead with that win, but Galway, you know, comfortable enough so far.
Well, Conor Whelan, who engineered that free for Micheál Donoghue's team, as an 18-year-old, he got 1-2 here in the corresponding match against Cork last year. Canning taking his time. Breeze blowing from left to right. Ooh, off the post and over. Just about made it, but they all count. All his points coming from place balls. He's got 5. And let's get some more comment from Donald O'Grady.
Yeah, well, you can see that, you know, Galway half back line is getting on top now, especially with the breeze, and they're driving forward. So you'd expect Clare maybe to dominate this area, wind assisted in the second half. So it's going to make for a very interesting last 20 minutes of this game, I think.
It certainly should do that. 2 minutes to go then to the break. 1-9 to 5 points. And once again, Joe Canning going across to hit this one. We're still looking for the fireworks to happen in this game, aren't we?
Yeah, I think the most passion was on the sideline there maybe a few minutes ago. That yeah, it's just waiting for the spark into life. Some bits of hurling in it, but you know, not a brilliant game.
That's a good connection, sailing through the air. Now can they contain it inside? They can. Whelan's after it, Joseph Cooney's after it, it's got it. Cooney, little hand pass back here, waiting for a support player to come to his aid. That's Johnny Cohen. Runs loose, Podge Collins back. There was a loose stick there. It was by a Galway player. It's got to be a free out for Clare, but good positioning once again by Podge Collins. What an engine he's got. Played football yesterday for about a half an hour. The last half an hour of that match in Galway. You'll be able to see the highlights in tonight's Sunday game programme at 9:30. Great win, that one, for Clare. And that's Aidan Hart somehow managing to get himself away out of the challenges.
Yeah, and he's been very effective, Joe. I think that suits him, that free roll. He's a very, very good hurler, and he's using the ball very well when he wins it.
The man who's going to hit it down will be Turlough Moore's. Well, he's not. Daithí Burke is leaving it for his goalkeeper. So ahead by 7 points. Is that going to be enough for them, facing the breeze for the second half? Colm Calden to strike this. Oh, it's a monster. We've got to land right in the square. Where will this one end up? It ends up going off defender's stick. They protest inside, but it's got to be another 65.
Yeah, this important. You mentioned 7 point half time, and I think Galway won't be that concerned playing against the wind. The way they play with the pace they have up front, you know, they'll be happy enough to draw out a few men out the field, leave 1 or 2 inside in the full forward line and try to hit Clare on the break. So I think it's a very, very healthy lead.
2 minutes of additional time going to be played, and the management team from Clare will be hatching their plans for the second half. Right now 7 behind, it could be 8. Deep intake of breath. Even though he's done it so many times at this level, the pressure is still on. Only 27. And he's equal to that pressure time and again. 265s among his tally. Micheál Donoghue will be happy enough. 110-5 ahead, limiting Clare to just 5 points in the opening 35, nearly 36 minutes. Not half bad. Onto it here comes Jack Brown. Brown in as far as Shane O'Donnell. Big gap initially between the full forward and the rest of his colleagues. Reinforcements have arrived now. He holds it up, lays it back to Conlon. We'd love to score, love to get a scoring chance even. Runs into traffic, carrying it, losing it. But he defenders group well, and Dáithí Burke, as commanding a figure as ever, gives this one away to David McInerney, able to recycle. Cleary just a little too far ahead of him there, knocked back by Joe Canning, on by David Burke, down towards Joseph Cooney, competing for this one with Oisin O'Brien, the IT student. O'Brien has it again, little hand pass forward, and away this time comes Tony Kelly. 3-pointed freeze in the first half already, and he finishes the half with a point from play. 4 for Tony Kelly, another one for Clare, and now it's 110-6 points, and that will energise them greatly and give them a big lift as they head in towards half-time.
Yeah, great work there by Oisin O'Brien. He bet Joseph Cooney fair and square to a 50-50 ball, and Tony Kelly, first time that really we've seen him from play, apart from that run where he was hooked earlier on, struggling to get into the game, but that's a good score.
And there is the half-time whistle here. A first half which has been dominated by Galway, who were win-supported, and they managed to get the only goal of the game after 16 minutes, scored by Conor Cooney. And that goal has certainly lifted the spirits greatly, but Clare will feel that they are well equal to the task in the second half. At the break here, it's Galway 110, Clare 6 points. We'll have analysis and comment when we're back very shortly. The second half of the 15th ever championship meeting of Clare and Galway. Clare unchanged, Galway unchanged, as you were going in at half time, and the referee has decided he's going to have to throw it in a second time. Referee Brian Gavin. Away they go, second time of asking. Johnny Cohen has remained in midfield. Here he goes, made a bright start to the opening half, supported here by Burke. David Burke outside to Joe Canning. What a start this is! 22 seconds.
Well,
Joe Canning.
Sorry, Gerard, that's an absolutely brilliant goal. Just watch straight from the throw in here. Johnny Cohen breaks onto the ball, and David Burke sprints beside him. He spots him, throws a little hand pass to him, and David Burke broke the tackle, could have put it over the bar, but the vision again to throw it over to Joe Canning. What a first touch. A brilliant goal.
Well, it's the 25th time he's ever scored in the championship. What a time to do it. And now, what a task facing Clare at this stage. 210-6 points down. Are they well and truly on their way out of the championship? And what kind of fight is left in them? Davy Fitzgerald and Donal O'Cusack down here on the sideline near us, having a little confrontation, or not a confrontation, little consultation. Maybe it is a confrontation, but they need to get something going. Their team needs to be confrontational. Tony Kelly's got a free here. Wow, what a start that is. The margin out to 10 points. Kelly to try and eat into that. He's done so. An important free. This team 9 points down, but only a minute and a bit gone. second half.
That's the point, Jerry. I think if you're going to concede a goal like that, well, early in the half, you know, they've 34 minutes, 35 minutes to get back into this game, and the strong breeze down the field.
Well, they've got to show us that they are willing to do that they still have that necessary desire that they showed in 2013. Joe Canning once again, the goal scorer. From an angle, stopped by the goalkeeper this time. Andy Fahy tapping it out as far as Cian Dillon, back out to David Reedy, had Clare's coming in on top of him, still managed to get that ball away. Dillon again, fumbled initially by Jack Brown, losing it. Cathal Mannion onto it quickly, very near the sideline, back as far as David Burke, he was blocked down, goes again. Waiting for that ball to come back out there towards him, once again was Cathal Mannion. Brendan Bugler hand passing it out as far as Conor Cleary. They've got to go forward, but Galway are just relentless. They're challenging everything. This time it was John Conlon. Conlon picks it up, surrounded by two Galway players immediately. One of them is Garroyd McInerney. McInerney fouls his man. It's got to be a free in.
Yeah, good work by John Conlon. I think there you see the downside of the sweeper system there. Aidan Hart waited, sort of thought he had more time than he had. He was loose there, but John Conlon came out, won the ball and won a free. And another good chance now for Tony Kelly to cut into this lead.
Well, a second opportunity then in this second half for Kelly to try and knock another one off the lead. Again, intense pressure on him. He's 50 metres out from the target, but a nice central position. 2 in a row for him. 7 behind at half-time, remember. Now 2-10 to 8 points. 16-8. Joseph Cooney, the one who is requiring the attention, about 45 to 50 metres out from the Clare goal. Up and about once again. Well, they've everything going for them right now, Galway. After that great start to the second half, can they maintain it? Can Clare come back? Podge Collins couldn't quite get around Toohey that time. On it goes as far as Colin Galvin, however, pursued by Joseph Cooney. And now the goal that they conceded early on, they managed to get that back almost immediately. 2-pointed frees and a point by Colin Galvin. It's as you were at the break.
Yeah, great piece of skill there by Tony Kelly. You know, just right on the sideline, threw a ball into the on-running Colin Galvin. He scores his third point from play, and you know, Clare, brilliant response, you have to say, from that goal. 3 points straight away back, and right back in this game now again. And
only 4.5 minutes gone in the second half. Onto it comes Jack Brown. Progress held up initially, but once again Colin Galvin buzzing around everywhere, absolutely conducting the orchestra, as it were, from a central midfield area, that time overhitting the pass down towards John Conlon. 9 ball to Galway. And now they've got to realise, Galway, that the goal they got early on, 22 seconds into the half, isn't enough just to win an All-Ireland quarter-final for them. They've got to go again. Brian Cody up there with wife Elsie alongside him. Brian looking on towards the semi-final, of course, where they'll be meeting Waterford. Elsie disappointed, she's a Wexford lady, and Wexford, the team beaten by Waterford earlier on. And that time it's Joe Canning punching the air, winning the free, taking a little bit of the pressure off his defence. A scoring opportunity at the other end. Well, this was a blitzkrieg start to the second half. 3 players involved, the 2 midfielders, and inevitably Joe Canning from Portumna.
Look, he makes it look so easy. Look, just a little flick up and buries in the roof of the net. A fantastic goal. And Brendan Bugler, this is the second free now he's given away. The very same thing in around Joe Canning's head. It's stupid free to give away, and they're eating back into the lead, and not an easy free into the win, but Joe Canning should have the range.
A goal and 6 points for Canning so far. I can tell you down the sideline they are preparing this time to bring on David Fitzgerald as Canning hits it over the bar. Another fine point for him.
Yeah, he's having a huge influence on the game, Jerry. His work rate is fantastic. You can see him back tackling, hooking, blocking, and David McInerney ran straight into him there.
David Fitzgerald on, Brendan Bugler off. Michael was mentioning the couple of fouls there by Brendan Bugler, giving away frees, so he's been brought to the sideline. Down at the other end is Shanahan! Great stop! Goalkeeper got down very quickly. Colin Galvin got the stick in front of him, and managed to parry it out for a 65. It was a real good opportunity for Aaron Shanahan.
Well, that's a brilliant catch and a brilliant low shot. That's a super save there by Colin Callan. Came off his line, got down low, and it just shows you, Route 1, look at the wind. That's a puck out. You know, in the first half, we barely get to the halfway. That's right down to the 21-yard line.
And the two managers are having a go at one another, and Diarmuid Kerwin, the linesman, is having to keep them in their respective technical areas. Quick 65 goes back to Tony Kelly, and Kelly has put it wide. They were trying the fancy stuff. He didn't decide to try and hit it long. They're still agitated on the sideline.
And I don't know why you do that, make that decision to take a quick 65 with that wind behind you. You know, it's very, very scoreable.
Well, there's much more action on the field, thankfully. Aidan Hart across here as far as Adrian Toohey. Toohey going forward. 7-5 the wides. Great run by Toohey. Now can he finish? Well, he's hit it high, very, very high, and finally it's waved wide. So an 8 wide for Galway.
Yeah, ongoing on the sideline, Davy. Back down again, having a go at Micheál Donoghue, and well, no need for it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
What a great catch, brilliantly done by Daithí Burke. Super play. Then a quick look up. Oh, not sure what he saw when he looked up, because he'd given it away to Conor Cleary. Had an easier pass to give, and Cleary drives it in long, too long. Nobody had to get to that, not even Aaron Shanahan was a big, big lad. David Fitzgerald, the player in there. David Fitzgerald, the manager on the sideline, agitated. Place of the semi-final at stake. Winner looking forward to a match against Tipperary. That'll be the second of the All-Ireland semi-finals, by the way. This is broken down towards Johnny Cohn. Couldn't get it. Joe Canning can. Looks up this time. Flights it in beautifully beyond Cathal Mannion. Andy Fahy restarts. It's not a great clearance. Somehow Shane O'Donnell has made it. Well, he made something of a rather wayward clearance by the goalkeeper, and he's won a free as well. Great daring, committed play by Shane O'Donnell, the hero of the final replay 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's great pace. He ran 30-40 yards onto that ball and eventually won a free.
A free that he probably had no right to win whatsoever, considering the ball that was delivered out towards him. Well, they went short with the last 65. This time Tony Kelly standing over this one. He's missed a free or two in the first half as well, but he nailed 2 early on when they were needed at the beginning of this second 35-minute period. From out in the middle of the field, dropped in, extra bodies there for Galway, taken down by Aidan Hart. Not a very long clearance. Clare players onto it quickly there. David McInerney was one of them, but David Burke managed to get it back for Galway. Nicely into the path here of Pádraig Mannion. Up in the attack for once. Got 2 points against Offaly in the Leinster semi-final. Again, goes to ground. Clare wait for the ball to come out to them 10 minutes into the second half. And the referee is going to throw the ball in on the Clare 45-metre line. Last man up, I think, is going to be Pádraig Mannion.
You know, you'd have to say tactically, this is suiting Galway. They're still playing with a sweeper. They've only facing 5 defenders. It was Aidan Hart in the first half, just lying back there and picking up loads of ball, and you see him still very involved in the game in the second half.
In points, it's 17 points to 9. Clare will have to maybe consider going direct, 15 against 15. Oisin O'Brien getting it with the stick that time, knocking it out of play. Line ball to Galway. Incremental progress being made by the tribesmen. Playing against the breeze, remember, in case you joined us late. Joe Canning coming across to take it. Oh, will he try and put this one over, I wonder?
Yeah, I think it's a nice angle for him. He'll fancy himself.
Next ball, Darwin, next ball! Joey, next ball!
Already playing in his 9th championship season. Quick look up at the angle. Sun is shining, the breeze is carrying it. It's drifting and going away from goal. Missed opportunity. Worth a go. Stays at 2-11 to 9 points. That's an 8-point difference in Galway's favour. That's a huge one down. Again, Aidan Hart back there, the extra player, covering with commendable ease. Driving it down into the half forwards once again. Joe Cooney trying to get to it, but Fitzgerald has got it instead. Now trying to make a big impact. Oh, he overhit the clearance, however. Didn't give John Conlon a chance to contain that one. Too long, too high.
Yeah, great catch, and that's why he's in there. He's to win, to beat him for a lot of those 50-50 balls in the first half. Great catch, but really he needs to be switching that play over into the far side.
Well, 25, Cyril Donlan is the player who's coming on.
Yeah, Conor Cooney coming off there, quiet game by his standards, didn't get on the ball that much, and Donlan a very combative character as well, and they'll be hoping he'll run into the wind, run at the Clare defence.
Well, Cooney did get the opening goal of the match. Important boost for Galway at that stage. That's a little wayward, down towards Cooney, down towards Conlon, however. Tried to get the hand pass across here to David Fitzgerald. It all went awry. And now it's Adrian Toohey struggling to get that ball up onto his stick. Clare managed to win it back. Feed it outside as far as Colm Galvin. Under pressure strikes it. Oh, brilliantly done. Almost intuitively knew exactly where the posts were. Got his 4th point. He's absolutely starring on a team already 7 points down. Can he give the leadership? Can he give them the lift to get back into this match?
Yeah, his relationship with Tony Kelly, he reads him so well. When Kelly gets the ball, Galvin is always moving off the shoulder. He knows that Kelly has great vision, and that's another great score. 4 points from Clare now for him.
Hart's clearance. This time it is Conor Whelan out there to try and win it. Ball's gone out of play. Line ball to Clare. Should be in a bit of a hurry. Jack Brown leaving this one. Going across to take it will be David McInerney. There's another change coming up. This time it's for Clare. And Conor McGrath, number 20, is coming on. And that will be a huge boost. It's Podge is going off. Well, we know what Conor McGrath can do. There's always a goal in him. Can he produce something special here in the time remaining? And there is plenty of time. But Galway are dominant, and David Burke manages to launch that one forward once again in the direction there of Cathal Mannion. Fumbled initially by Pat O'Connor. Goes back, goes across his goal, clears it down towards David Reedy. Manages to get onto it. 2 Galway players near him. One of them was David Burke, came across, and the ball is out over the sideline.
Yeah, two midfielders there, David Burke and Colm Galvin, not marking each other, but both of them absolutely covering acres of ground. Burke involved in everything that's good for Galway. And Conor McGrath, look, he's the one man I suppose in the Clare squad that can really turn a game. He can score a goal from absolutely nothing, and they'll really need it. And the only thing is, Aidan Hart is still sitting back in front of the full back line, and he's going to be hard to break down. He reads the game very, very well.
Again, it's Adrian Toohey soloing forward. Good vision there to pick out the support player, and that one has gone over the bar. Brilliantly done by Pádraig Mannion. His 4th point in this year's championship. Brilliantly done here. Normally it's his brother Cathal. Pádraig has 2-12 to 10 points. Short puck out to David Fitzgerald, and the under-21 leaves it off as far as Conor Cleary. Down towards the corner this time, towards Shanaher, trying to win it. Aidan Hart in there as well, showing a lot of interest. Picked up by John Conlon. Conlon surrounded by Galway players. They just can't escape the clutches of the tribesmen defenders this afternoon. They've been magnificent in defence. Had to be. Trying to poke this one forward here is Shane O'Donnell. O'Donnell's got it, and O'Donnell's won a free in. It'll be a free from the 20-metre line. Good persistence again shown by the 22-year-old UCC student. Let's just watch this once again here. He had 4 men after him.
Yeah, that's the way Galway have been tackling. They're happy enough to give away a few frees. They weren't going to let him in for a goal. Interesting to see, will Tony Kelly have a pop?
Would you think of it?
Strong breeze behind him. I'd say he'll put it over the bar. Just keep tipping away, but it's a reasonable chance.
Well, there's 5 in the goal area. Yeah, he's just going to tap it over. That's 7 points for Tony Kelly, and it's 2-12 to 10 points. Let's hear again now from Donald O'Grady.
Yeah, but Clare obviously going with the tactic now of just letting it in long to into the inside full line, and hopefully to have Colm McGrath and Shane O'Donnell coming on to breaking ball. I think that's going to be their tactics for the last 20 minutes.
And they've also got Aaron Cunningham now coming in place of Aaron Shanaher. So change of Anaher's, or Aaron rather. This is Cian Dillon. Twisting and turning Tony Kelly. Played back, well supported there. David Reedy knocking it down towards John Conlon, trying to get in between two defenders. One of them is Garroyd McInerney, the number 5 there in the white helmet. One back. And that time it's Clare who managed to win that breaking ball. Conor McGrath was in the thick of the action. They have it again now. John Conlon, they need a goal really. A point would do if Conlon can manage to get it on target, but he can't. And it's another wasted opportunity.
And Gerard, 52 minutes in, Clare forwards have scored 1 point from play. Tony Kelly before half-time, that's not good enough at this level. Colin Galvin playing midfield. Well, he's playing around the middle of the field. He has 4 points from play, but he's not playing in the forward line. And Galway backs well on top.
Oh, that was an unfortunate collision there between Joseph Cooney, challenged by one player, then ran into John Conlon, who wasn't expecting him. And this is the end result. Joseph in some difficulty. There's got to be another change now as we watch Joe receive attention, because Davy Glennon, who was programmed to start, is coming on now. So he'll go into the middle of the field, and the player who's been replaced has been Jason Flynn. Didn't really make the kind of big impact we might have been expecting from Jason Flynn today.
Just might have made that substitution a little bit quick, because will Joseph Cooney be able to get up after this? He got a very, very heavy knock there.
Well, they have 2 subs introduced already, Cyril Donnellan and Davy Glennon. 3 more available to them. 12 to 11 points. The doctor is still busy in the 54th minute. And again, the referee giving Joseph Cooney and Galway plenty of time to ensure that their very talented centre half forward is okay. Back up on his feet again. He's a more assured, more confident player this year, I think, getting better and better. Being marked by David Fitzgerald. So more changes. David Reedy's gone off there.
Yeah, Colin Ryan gone in there for David Reedy. David Reedy, again, a player who had a very good season, but not in the game today. And Colin Ryan, deadly free taker, but I don't think that's what they need. It's inspiration from play.
This is David Burke providing inspiration from play, but from Galway, and he's hit the ball wide. So another one has gone astray. And that is now 10 wides. 8 wides for Clare. They need scores. Maybe they'll get it here from Conor McGrath. And do. Well, it's one back. They're still in it. But time is running out. They're into the last 15, 16 minutes now. 12 to 12 points. Now we're beginning to hear the Clare roar. McGrath the scorer.
They're well in it, Jared. There's very little. If Galway sit back and think they're going to win it without scoring, they'll have to score 3 or 4 more times. Clare are going to keep tipping away, and really it depends on what Galway's attitude is, and if you can get a couple of scores up there.
Pádraig Mannion belting this one in. Down went Cathal Mannion, his brother. Lots of Clare players there. One of them is Pat O'Connor, hand passing it out as far as David Fitzgerald, challenged by Joseph Cooney. Extra players for Clare here on this side. One of them, David McInerney from Tulla. And the umpires look at it and say, yes, great score. Wonderful score by David McInerney. Galway are convinced it was wide, but McInerney from that distance out, way back, inside his own 45-metre line when he struck that to make it 12 to 13 points.
Yeah, that's inspirational. Brilliant player, out for a lot of this year, and he just took on the responsibility there, and he said to the forward that this is how it's done. And look, Clare in this with a real chance at this stage.
It's knocked down once again, this time by Colin Ryan, who's just come in. Now playing in midfield. Big one in there towards Aaron Cunningham. Couldn't quite get to it this time. Galway have it back. Johnny Cohen. Back around half back at this stage. Out as far as Pádraig Mannion. The neighbours here battling in the quarter-final. Half semi-final plays very much up for grabs, and that's overhit, and David Burke had no way of containing it. Margin down to 5 points. At least 14 minutes left. Nervous time for Micheál Donoghue. Edgy time as well for Davy Fitzgerald, you can be absolutely certain.
Next ball, Galway, next ball!
Line ball to be taken by Jack Brown. And on the sideline they're saying next ball. In other words, win the next ball. Don't even think about what's going to happen after that. Joe Canning has won it. Outside towards Cohen. Wasn't an easy ball to contain and to take, but he's got after it and won it. In as far as Davy Glennon, first touch. Will have been disappointed not to start. It reaches Joe Canning again. A little bit of deception initially, now he takes off, two after him, support player outside, Cyril Donnellan, back onto the right, just wait for the cheer if he makes it. The umpires aren't sure, they're going to Hawkeye. Cyril Donnellan was convinced it was over, he's certain, but the referee will wait for the technology. Was it a point?
This is huge now because Galway haven't scored for a while. I think it definitely swayed at the end. I thought it might have been gone over before it started to tail away, so this shows you the importance of Hawkeye, of the technology. This is a big call in the context of the game.
Well, there are officials here now examining the various camera angles. It may take a moment or two, but the important thing is to get it right. Was it or was it not a score for Cyril Donnellan? Here's the verdict. Oh, that wasn't even near. I was so far in. Donnellan's point, Galway's score.
Yeah, it just tailed away hugely at the end, Ger, when it was gone. The goals and the umpire looking up, and it's not easy to make the call, but thankfully the technology's got it right.
Two goals between them again, Michael. Oisin O'Brien down here towards Conor McGrath. Quick feet, always quick feet. Keeps it away. What a score this will be. Quick reply. Wonderful play by McGrath. Two since he came on. The man is an absolute wizard.
Yeah, brilliant play down the side. And we've just seen what we're missing. One of the best forwards in the game. A fantastic player. Huge loss to Clare today, and just showing what he can do now. And game really begin to liven up. It took a long time, but we're getting some great scores now.
5 points between the teams. Out comes Cleary's left hand, couldn't get to it. Colin Ryan tries to nurse it away from a Galway player. Galway in numbers, in there in the centre of it all. Joe Canning waiting for the ball to become available to swing at it. The referee says we're holding off the opponent. It hots up a little bit, gets tasty. Tony Kelly at the receiving end of Joe Canning's ire. And the referee, calm as you like, just steps in, says, there's a free, boys, play on, no messing. Couple of jerseys pulled, bit of shoving, but that's it, they just get on with it. Free, which is going to be taken now by Colin Ryan. He's taken over, and there's going to be another change, and Johnny Cohen's going to go off, and coming on in his stead is Fergal Moore. Fergal, who was captain of Galway when they won the Leinster Championship in 2012. Ryan hits, needs to be on target, is on target. Another white flag. It's getting closer and closer. Edgy time, nervous time for all concerned. The issue is in doubt. 2-13 to 15 points. That's 19 to 15. And we've 10 minutes to go, at least.
Well, we've big players on both teams. Who's going to stand up now?
One of the big players is Pádraig Mannion. He's scored already. Down towards Davy Glennon. Still they try to work it in. It's stolen back by Colm Calden, and Clare held on to somehow. Jack Brown flicks it across. They go after it. In particular, Colin Ryan under pressure, hits it, waits, watch, and sees it go wide. Not too much in that. Just to the right. Stays at 2-13 to 15.
Jared, if you see the ground that Cyril Donnellan covered there to put pressure on Colin Ryan, it was unbelievable. He was 20 yards behind him. He covered the ground, he closed him down, put the pressure on him, and instead of it being a handy tap over, he forced him to make the error and puck it wide. Galway
retain possession from their own puck out through Aidan Hart. Up here, pressure now on Cian Dillon. Across comes Joseph Cooney, setting it into David Burke. Fed back once more, this time to Mannion, and Cathal Mannion gets his first point of this quarter-final and stretches the lead out to 5 points once again, 2-14 to 15 points.
They're the hurling brain of David Burke again. Look what a pass. He thought he had a chance to go inside, he made a little slip and immediately transferred the ball back outside. Lovely score.
So Donald O'Grady, comments from you down on the sideline, please.
Well, I think that Galway have to go short from their puck outs. When they went long, they were losing all the ball, and they were giving Clare the platform. Those last couple of good attacking plays came from quick short puck outs, and I think that's what they need for the last 10 minutes.
And Galway going short again, Donald. And this time it's driven forward by Cyril Donlan, diagonally across there, coming across to fill the gap in the centre of the field, David McInerney. In as far as Cian Dillon, used his body well, his physique, to hold possession. Back out as far as Jack Brown. Down into the half forwards. O'Donnell reaches up. Cyril Donlan did likewise, but it falls into the waiting arms there of John Hambury. Oh, puts pressure on Aidan Hart. Not the kind of thing to do in these closing minutes of a quarter-final, but there's a place in the next round in Croke Park at stake. Out as far as Daithí Burke. Galway leading by 5. Galway attacking. Pádraig Mannions stretching out to hit this one. Having a go from a fair way out, and he's put it wide.
Yeah, and I think that's a bad wide. His brother Cahill had made a great run inside. He's gesturing at his brother, and he should have played it in front of him. You know, this should be landed down the field now. No, it's not. They're gone quite short again.
That was 11 wides for Galway now. Stepping away from trouble there was Colin Ryan, trying to once again eat into the Galway advantage. Not if Galway have their way. Adrian Toohey initially blocking the route to goal there. Colin Ryan goes back, busy as ever, tries to win it on his feet, gets back up quickly again. Look at the clock, 7 minutes remaining of the 70, and Toohey emerges with it. And then it's David Burke who prods it on. Line ball to Clare. Clare in a hurry. What a goal for them would do. Galway's defence, however, standing firm so far. David McInerney taking maximum care over this one. Pointing the way, the team manager. The winner gets a semi-final place. The loser out of inter-county hurling until next year. John Coughlin under pressure from Daithí Burke, and that pressure was sufficient to put him off, and he's missed the chance. Galway still by 5.
Yeah, bad wide. John Conlon will be this. He should have really cut back inside. He took the ball away from the goals, and with the wind blowing against him there, he poked it wide.
One last big, huge effort demanded by the managers. Weary players getting great support in a crowd of 31,690 from the many committed fans. A game well handled by Brian Gavin.
A bit of a delay there, no slitters down that end of the field. Galway will be happy with any delay that can cause at this stage.
Colm Calden determined not to be beaten, and that time it's Cyril Donlan who is feeling his face. Let's watch this again as he went up for that.
A slap in there by Oisin O'Brien. He'll get a yellow card. Just a bit reckless.
Yellow card issued to O'Brien from Clonlara. So a bit of defending to do. Galway will have the next free. Cyril Donlan getting back onto his feet once again, thankfully. Very strongly built player. Clare has seen it all and done it all over the years. Today playing in his 35th championship match. Free to Joe Canning. 5 minutes to go. Score of 1-7 so far. So another crucial free here now. 6 points would be a very nice margin heading into the home straight. Coming down, landing on the stick and over the bar. Went off the goalkeeper's stick, but it doesn't matter. It's 1-8 for Canning. It's 2-15 to 15 points. Is there still a way back for Clare? Very much advantage Galway. From the puck out, all the way down there towards Conlon, has got in towards full forward, gets it. John Conlon, who hasn't scored so far in this match, throws that ball ahead of him, and it's whipped away by Aidan Hart before Shane O'Donnell could get onto it.
He was taking no chances there. He was get it away at all costs. You know, Galway be saying to himself, don't concede a goal, we have it in the bag.
Shane McGrath waiting for that ball to come back. Colin Ryan over there as well. Time ebbing away for them after a disappointing Munster campaign, having done so well in the league. But this is what it's all about, really, isn't it? The day of the championship, the day when you want your best performance. Colin Galvin blocked down well by Adrian Toohey. What a debut he's had But Galvin goes again, second time of asking. The angle was very awkward, but he's landed it somehow. Oh, real wizardry by Colm Galvin, the Clonlara player. 5 points from open play.
He's just fantastic balance, and you just see the way he dodged around that tackle before lobbing it over the bar, and you know, probably the standout player one of the standout players on the field. Certainly Clare's standout player today, giving an exhibition of point scoring.
Andy Smith's come on. Again, another very, very steady and experienced man to be able to win a battle in midfield if you need him. But it's won here brilliantly by David McInerney, a point scorer a little while ago. 3 men after, the referee says continue. Oisin O'Brien does. A novice player at this stage, didn't go too far, in towards O'Donnell, beaten for it however by Hanbury, and away in the end. Long delivery up as far as Davy Glennon, hand passed in as far as David Burke. Burke lets it off. That could be a winner. David Burke second, very much involved in the Joe Canning goal at the beginning of the second half, and now 6 points the margin again, and we're in the 68th minute, 2-16 to 16 points.
Yeah, arguably the score of the game. An absolutely brilliant point by David Burke. Great ball by David Glennon, delayed off him, but into the wind he just drilled it over the bar, and he's been absolutely outstanding today. Brilliant league man, able to take his scores, hooking, blocking, tackling, everything that's good about a midfield player. We've seen today by David Burke.
Well, we're going to be into stoppage time pretty soon, and the number of minutes added on is not prescribed. It's very much at the discretion of the referee. Clare come again. Here's a chance, a late chance by Conlon. Oh, almost, didn't quite happen. Colm Callan was back there. Still there's a chance. O'Donnell this time, the referee has blown his whistle. It's got to be a free in.
Yeah, that was very good goalkeeper. We'll see it again. Colm Callan, I'd say, didn't see the ball till very, very late. Made a super save, got down well again, and managed to get it away. And a couple of minutes to go here now. We'll see this against a free in actually to Clare. David Burke, I think Dahi Burke conceded a free.
Well, this time there is no argument, Michael. They simply have to go for it.
Absolutely.
So it'll be Tony Kelly who'll stand over at number 11. He scored 7 points so far. One of those, the fourth, was from open play just before half-time. There's a whole line of Galway players in front of him. Points not much good, he knows that. There's 6 adrift. There's 6 or 7 on the line, there's 2 more in front. Almost an impossible task for most players. Let's see what Kelly can do. They need a goal. He's gone for it, they've stopped it. And that ball is hit away by Joe Canning. Out here to a loose player. Waiting for it there was Andy Smith. Not a good ball from Smith, given away to Cian Dillon, and then slapped in by Colin Ryan into the mix, and left and wide. And we're in the 70th minute, and he knows the game is almost up, bar a couple of late goals for his team. That's the only thing that can save them now. This time it was Joe Canning who was at the receiving end of this once it came off a stick, picked it up almost nonchalantly and cleared it away. So now we're just wondering how much additional time. It's 5 minutes. There's still a chance for Clare. David McInerney's going. Boy, is he going. Heart's after him, he's lost it. Stepping in to try and win it, but handling it on the ground there was Gearoid McInerney. He's protesting. It's a free in. 6 points between them.
Yeah, put it over the bar, keep going. There's 5 minutes left.
That's all you can do. I mean, I know Tony Kelly had to go for that one because he didn't know how much time was going to be left at that stage, but this time Colin Ryan does know, so he's taken the point. 2 points for him, another one for Clare, so now 16 to 17 points.
A huge change around there. Donald O'Grady mentioned it in the second half with the fielding of the Clare half-back. David Fitzgerald came in there in the half-back line. David McInerney much more prominent in the second half, winning those high balls and driving them on. But Galway just picking off the odd score to keep themselves, keeping that little bit of a lead all the time.
Oh, well, Clare deserve full credit for giving it a great old go in the second half after a pretty miserable opening 35 minutes where they can only manage 6 points. Much better second 35 minutes plus. Colin Ryan to hit it in. Just got to hope it lands on the square and they go for a goal. This one isn't. It's very poor. Easily taken by Adrian Toohey. Toohey tries to go off. Support player outside him. Couldn't reach him. O'Donnell back there helping. David Burke now feeds it forward. The support player is Aidan Hart. He's meant to be the kind of extra covering defender at the other side. He'd love a score. He's scored so many in the past. He's got one here. And in his 23rd championship appearance, he makes it a 6-point game once again. It's 217 to 17 points. Great finish by Hart. Good score for Galway. Under pressure again at the other end, but that pressure is easily contained, and it's Joe Canning once again out into the middle of the field to Tui, who's playing like a player who's played many more than just this one championship match. Hart again, used to be a half forward, looking for another one. That one goes wide.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of role reversal here. Sir Donlan's back in the full back line now. Aidan Hart going up the field. You know, the two cornerbacks for Galway scored a point each today, Johnny Cohen and Pádraig Mannion, and that's Aidan Hart, 3 points from their defenders. So mixing up the game really well, and you know, Galway well worked from the start of the game, the best team, and looks like they're going to hold out now.
Shane O'Donnell with a late effort that's gone wide. He's worked really hard to be a forager, a provider for others, hasn't scored today, and the Clare fans, I think, realise it's just not their afternoon, and Galway will be the ones who'll be heading for the All-Ireland semi-finals. Another substitution being made, and number 23 is Shane Maloney. Tip will remember him from last year. Boy, will they remember him. That late point in the semi-final. So another puck out for Colm Callan to take. So pleased to have kept Clare goalless this afternoon. Cathal Mannion loses this one. David Fitzgerald motoring still, hoping that miracles will still happen, trying to feed it in over the head of the covering defender, but that's not an easy thing to do here, especially when that covering defender happens to be Garroyd McInerney. Runs all the way down, little flick there, beautifully done by Cathal Mannion to set up David Burke for another scoring opportunity late in the game. It's gone wide. At this stage it doesn't really matter because of the advantage they have, which is a 6-point lead, and only 1 minute still remaining to be played in this quarter-final at Semple Stadium. The defenders there in number. They win it back again. This time it's John Hanbury out to the right-hand side for Aidan Hart to go chasing. Looked like he had an injured leg a few moments ago. Renewed life at this stage. Oh, he made a beautiful angle, couldn't quite finish. Has to be content with the point he got earlier on, which did settle the Galway nerve or two at that stage, deep into stoppage time. Back into the square once again. There is a late goal chance here, but it's won by Colm Callan, and Callan gets it out to Joe Canning. And Galway are now just waiting for the final whistle to come. It'll come in about 20 seconds time, and they are worthy winners. David Burke, that magnificent start to the second half, that goal after 22 seconds that he was so much involved in with Johnny Cohen from the throw-in, and a goal which was finished magnificently by Joe Canning. One more puck out, perhaps the last. John Conlon trying to make it his. Conor McGrath trying to get something for Clare. Not if Daithí Burke has his way. Played the 5 minutes. Referee may just let this play develop. It's not going to go much further anyway. Shane O'Donnell trying to hand pass it out. Daithí Burke trying to win it back. Players very tired at this stage. They've given their all, and the referee blows the final whistle, and their all was plenty for Galway. They beat Clare, and they reached the All-Ireland semi-final. They had some 6 points to spare at the finish. The invasion of the pitch. So the double is on still for Galway, they will feel. The footballers in action next week, but this was a big win for Galway. And the final score here at Semple Stadium shows that Galway have won, and won convincingly. It's Galway 217, Clare 17 points. Michael, overall, satisfactory result for Galway?
I think it's a very good win for Galway. Not a great day for Clare. You know, David Fitzgerald, I think, will be under pressure. That's a few years now, since 2013, where they haven't gone well. But Galway had a great display, and for once, I think their forwards have had better days. You know, Conor Cooney, Cathal Mannion, Conor Whelan, not their best days, but they're based on their defence. I thought Daithí Burke was absolutely outstanding. Aidan Hart as the sweeper, brilliant. David Burke in the middle of the field, and Joe Canning, another big day for Joe Canning in Thurles. So
what about the rookie? Toohey, Adrian Toohey
had a fantastic game. The kind of what you want, a bit of drive and a bit of life, and he was in the middle of everything, and that's what you want to see. But I thought, the Galway set it up brilliantly. They moved Johnny Cohen to the middle of the field, they switched players around, they tactically got it spot on. Aidan Hart's really swept up well. Daithí Burke's strength in the air close to the square, and disappointed for Clare. They struggled for a long time. Conor McGrath came in, he added a bit of spark to the attack, but before that, really, they looked rudderless up front. So look, as I say, disappointing for Clare. They battled away till the end, but Galway the better team, and they played very well against Kilkenny for long periods in the Leinster final. Took a lot of flack after it, but they put that behind them now. They're in the semi-final, and they're going to be difficult to beat.
There's certainly